tasty, yummy treats. Just can't wait to eat. Join the Fairy Bites. We'll brighten up your life. Just can't wait to eat. Hello, Fairy Bites, and welcome to another edition of
Fairy Bites with Elly G and Mommy B.
That's right, where we make the yummiest treats and the sweetest eats for your little wizards. Today we have a special guest. It's FAerie Aun Aun, all the way from
Maryland.
And she's going to be joining us as we make our recipe of the day.
Rolled cookies.
That's right. So I wanted to go into our book. Elly G, you want to hold the book, sweetie pie?
Yes.
Okay. So this book is called Mom and Me Cookbook. Have fun in the kitchen. And it has really, actually, believe it or not, we reviewed several cookbooks, and I have found that this cookbook has the most involved recipes, like they have the most steps. So we're doing a multi-step recipe today. And I think it's a little advanced for smaller kids, but it certainly helps them to learn how to organize their thoughts and plan out a recipe. So I think that's really good. So,
And these are the groups.
yeah, so we, obviously we have breakfast, lunches, snacks, and sort of specialty items for parties and things. The book is like other books that we've seen. It has different utensils and tools that one would need when they're just beginning in the kitchen. I feel like the print is a little bit small for small kids. I'm sorry, I don't mean to just put it down a little bit, but they have to kind of really get close to the book to be able to read it, but that's okay, because I think it's meant for the parents to help to interpret the pages with the children.
Because it's called the Mom and Me Cookbook.
That's right, right. So you really want to have a parent here. So it does talk about some of the wonderful terms, and it has pictures of what the kids will be doing. So it shows a kid beating and mixing and creaming and grating and mashing and so forth. And so the kids can get a really good visual of what that's going to be like. So this book also has kind of a key, and the key is going to be found in each recipe. It'll tell you the baking equipment that you need, the number of servings it will make, and whether an adult is needed to do a certain step. The way it's organized, I think probably an adult would be needed unless the kid's really old. We are going to be making these rolled cookies, and it calls for, and I'll hold it and switch it so that Elly G can talk to us about it.
You'll need a few drops of red food coloring, 2 tablespoons of chopped dried cherries, your cookie dough, and 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder.
And this is how they're supposed to look. They're supposed to be multi-flavored pinwheels. So what we're going to be doing is using their basic cookie dough recipe. And we're then going to be taking that cookie dough and making the rolled cookies with the instructions. So Elly G, what are the ingredients that we'll need for the cookie dough recipe?
Flour plus extra for sprinkling, superfine sugar, soft butter diced, 1 large egg yolk, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and 1 teaspoon of salt.
That's right. And I want to say here for the superfine sugar, that's also known as caster sugar or baker sugar. Sometimes you can find it just in the grocery aisle. If you don't have it, put regular sugar in a food processor with the blades and run it for a couple of minutes, and it will break down those granules even smaller. And I think it's important because the sugar, if you don't use it that way, will make a more heavy dough. So without further ado, we're going to make our cookie dough and then turn that into our rolled cookies. As you might already know, fairies and wizards have magical powers to make things suddenly appear. So without further ado, we're going to ask Elly G to make these rolled cookies magically appear.
Abracadabra, abracazoo, rolled cookies, boom!
Oh, ding it! Woohoo! Now, for those of you who don't possess the magical powers that we have genetically been blessed with, right, sister?
Yes,
Yes,
sister.
dear. We're going to do the cookies in real time, and we'll show you right now. All right, everyone, so it's time to make those cookies in real time. Elly G, darling, please read step 1. And what's the first ingredient?
Beat the butter and sugar together in the bowl.
Great, so that's 2 sticks of butter cubed, room temperature softened, which we have right here.
And we need to do the sugar.
And the sugar will be next. Okay, so we're gonna put that in there. Okay, who's gonna turn it on?
Me.
Elly G, you like to turn it on. Okay.
And guys, remember, and if your mixer has a lock, make sure to put it on. Okay?
That's right, we talk a lot about kitchen safety.
Yes. And FAerie Mommy B, should I turn it on? 1, 2, 3.
Give it on 2.
6.
Now while that's beating, we're going to add our sugar. And it calls for 3/4 of a cup of that baker's or caster, or they call it ultrafine sugar. So let's get the 3/4 cup measure. Elly G, can you find 3/4 cup? Excellent. Okay, he's been practicing his measuring. So you want to get a level scoop. Great. And let's dump. Okay. Hey, Elly G, how does that mixture look?
It's creamy but not smooth yet.
Okay. Well, we're going to smooth it out by adding 1 egg yolk. Now, Elly G, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to separate an egg yolk. You crack it, and you let all the white come out, and you leave the yolk in the shell, and then you can just dump the yolk in the mixture. Time to dump.
Wow.
It's turning yellow.
That's what happens when you put it in an egg yolk.
Wow. Now, let's turn off the mixer so that we can measure our 2 cups of flour. And we could have pre-measured, but I think it's really important for kids to learn how to measure accurately. So, Elly G, we've got our flour here. Would you like to do the measuring? I'm going to scrape the cover off so we can get a good... Oh, FAerie Aun Aun scrapes the bowl. And yes, just do a nice level scoop. Great. And just dump her on in. Elly G loves dumping. Okay. Yes. Ready? Maybe we'll go. There we go. Okay, great. And then let's do 1 more scoop. It's all right to get messy. Even fairies get messy. Use our magic to clean it up. Oh my. Flour everywhere. It's great. Okay. Excellent. Okay. We're going to go ahead and add our vanilla. And everyone knows now that FAerie Mommy B adds lots of vanilla, more than the recipe calls for. So I'm just going to dump some in there. Great. And we've got our little pinch of salt. And I'm going to, you want to pinch? Okay, he wants to pinch. Okay, now, I'm going to ask FAerie Aun Aun to do a little bit of oil. Now, the recipe doesn't call for oil, but we've done this before, and it does turn out a little bit dry. I'm so sorry, Mommy and me cookbook. So we're going to add about a tablespoon of oil to help to bind the recipe. And it really will be much more delicious and moist, and the dough will be easier to handle. Okay? Great. Great. Okay, let her mix. Flour storm.
Night, flour storm.
And you don't want to overbeat the dough, but you want to make sure it's nice and mixed in. Okay, FAerie Aun Aun, how's it looking? It's looking pretty doughy. Okay.
And it looks
Let's turn it off. Let's turn it off. Okay, and we've got our spatch. All right, we've got our Kid Chef, Curious Chef
Can
spatch.
I do the spatching?
Now the next thing we're going to do is kind of a fun part. We are going to do our mix-ins. So we have already red food coloring, cocoa powder, and chopped fruit. Now this said cherries, but I had a wonderful mix of cherries, mangoes, and golden raisins, and so I have that, and I've got it chopped up, about 2 tablespoons. And what we're going to do is we're going to divide our dough into 4 sections. 2 sections of plain dough, 1 section of chocolate dough, and 1 section of reddish pink cherry dough. Okay, we ready? And the funnest part of all of this is that we get to roll this dough with our hands for a little bit and then roll it out with a rolling pin. You know, FAerie Aun Aun, I'm going to let you do the honors here.
Thank
As our
you,
special
Mommy
guest of
B.
honor. Excuse me, wizard.
This side.
I'll flour the surface. We're going to do teamwork together. We are going to divide this dough into 4 sections. 1, 2, 3, 4. Everyone take a section, please.
I'll take this.
I'll take this one. FAerie Aun Aun and I will have our plain dough. This dough is not going to have anything in it. We're going to get into a nice little ball, just like this. And who's doing the cherry dough? Is that me? Am I doing the cherry mix-ins?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to start the cherry mix-in. So I'm just going to make a little well in my ball of dough. Dump in.
And I'm doing...
Elly G has decided that he wants to do the food coloring section. So I've already added the cherry mix-ins. Sweetie baby, let me add a little red food coloring now. I just want you to mix it really well.
It's getting all over my hands.
And I will go ahead and do the chocolate.
Here's a little flour.
Okay guys, so the next step is we have our lovely cookie dough balls, and we're going to wrap them in plastic.
Mine isn't completely a ball yet.
That's okay, sweetheart. Doesn't have to be perfect. You just have to do your best.
Yes, this is my best.
Very good. So we're gonna have 4 lovely dough balls when it's all said and done. So we're working on wrapping our dough, and right after that, the recipe says to put it in the fridge for 30 minutes. If you want to go a little faster, you can cheat and put it in the freezer for a shorter amount of time. Just don't let it freeze. That's what we're gonna do, and then we'll take it out, roll it out, and get it baked. Got it?
Yeah.
So let's talk about the next step. We're going to unroll our chilled cookie dough, and it is quite cool. We had decided that we wanted to switch it around and have the pink on the outside. So, Elly and Aun, could you please roll out the pink dough?
Yay, I'm gonna
And
roll.
what we're going to do is add a little flour for rolling on the bottom and also on the top. Now you can get going. Not too hard, good, just the right amount of pressure. And not too thin either. And this is a cookbook review, and I do have to say that this recipe, the dough is a little bit fragile to handle. It does a lot of breaking. So I think there should have been the little red exclamation point that said adult supervision is required on this step. Why don't we do it together? Not too fast and not too hard, okay?
Okay, I'm gonna try it on my own now.
Okay, so we have established that this dough is hard to work with. So, Mommy and Aun are going to be doing the rolling. And Elly G can help us to place the cookies on the cookie sheet when it's time. Right, Elly G? Okay, good. So what I'm even going to do is roll the vanilla directly on to the cherry so that there's less chance of
And then
things
you're
falling
gonna
apart.
roll it.
Then I'm going to roll it. Yeah, we want it to be well floured.
And then you're gonna roll it and then chop it.
That's right. Okay, we're going to roll it now, very gently and carefully, because this dough is very breaky, Elly G. This is a very crumbly dough, not sturdy like you would really want for rolled cookies.
But it will be sturdy when you put it in the oven,
Yes,
right?
indeed. And I'm sure it's going to taste really good and look really good, but it's just a little bit of a challenge. But we're up for a challenge, aren't we?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, now I will say in the recipe it says it's time to slice the logs, and Elly G has helped us to roll out a wonderful log. But that has a red exclamation point, and that means that it's adult. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hand you and Aun the cookie sheet, and I'm going to hand you the sliced cookies. And you guys can arrange them on the cookie sheet. And once we're done with this, we'll repeat the same process with the chocolate
And the plain.
And the plain. And we'll have several different kinds of cookies. Okay guys, let's put it on the sheet. You gotta be really careful. It looks super cute.
But it's fragile.
It's a little fragile, but they're so cute, little pinwheels. So our cookies have been sliced and they're ready to go in a preheated oven at 350 degrees for about 15 minutes. Who wants to open the oven for FAerie Aun Aun? All right. Be very careful. Stand back. Beautiful.
And the oven is a slow open.
Okay, and now we wait. Okay, now we have our special guest from across the country with us, and we're so excited to share our cookies with her. So we have here our cranberry and vanilla flavor. Pass that to you, Aun Aun.
Thank you.
And Elly G, what would you like? Would you like a chocolate cranberry or a cranberry vanilla?
Chocolate cranberry.
Okay, and I'm gonna go for cranberry vanilla. This is our favorite part, the eating part. Is everyone ready?
Yes!
On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh. What do you think, Elly G? You like that?
Thumbs up.
Well, Fairy Bites, we are going to continue our delicious afternoon snack of rolled cookies. It's been fun being with you all. And until then, I'm going to say,
Wands up!